What is up guys, Alex here, otherwise known as Clash with Style, and today we have a CWL Elite 15 video for you guys. So yes, I'm reading that off because I always forget what all these leagues are called. I cover a league here, a league there, so many leagues everywhere. There's a little rhyme for you to start off this video. I have a league of my own coming very soon with the main man clashing with the devil. So if you guys haven't already, go and check him out. I will leave a link to his Twitch and his YouTube below. So definitely recommend going and checking him out. He actually live streamed this war, so a big shout out to him. But today we are going to be doing a recap of 4 of the 3 stars that LiL Tater Tots, which is basically EYG, their Elite 15, managed to pull in. But of course, congratulations to OverLords on their victory by 1 star. It was insanely close. You can see, looking at the scores here, 91% against 85. If we had just picked up, if LiL Tater Tots had just got that 1 extra star, they would have pulled in that victory. But without further ado, let's roll this intro and go and check out some of the action. So the first one we are going to be taking a look at comes in from Dustin from LiL Tater Tots, going against Z Alpha. Great name, Alpha League coming very soon, hints. Okay, so we are going to be going in here with my favourite troop in the whole game, as everyone knows, Yetis. So you can see we're actually going to be kicking off with our Warden, a little bit of a Warden walk over here on this left hand side to just start picking off at some of these outer buildings. We have also a couple of Cocoloons going in up the top, and then down here on the bottom section. That one down the bottom is going to be able to grab that mortar for us, and we then have a baby dragon coming in behind just to really set that funnel for us perfectly. Obviously, for those who don't know, the Warden Walk is really sort of taken over when people are using Yetis. It's great to have that little bit extra range from the Queen, so you can snipe all the outside buildings. Use a couple of other funneling troops on the other side, and then get everything pushing right into the center using those earthquake spells and jump spells. King is going to go down on this bottom section of the base. You can see Dustin does indeed have that very nice Chinese lunar skin that costed, well, quite a pretty penny. But we're going to be going in here from this bottom left hand side, everything coming in together. You can see the eagle is going to start raining down some shots onto our troops. Queen taking quite a beating right there, so we are going to need to pop her ability. Warden's ability also going to activate quite early on here. We see the siege barracks coming over on the right hand side, and the earthquakes give us access into quite a few of these other compartments. Compartments we don't have access to, however, are these 2 multi-inferno compartments on the back end though. We do, however, have those Yetimites which should be able to jump over the walls if they are given the chance. They do actually have a lot more health than people probably think, so they can usually do some decent work for us. We do now have these Hog Riders, the max level 10 Hog Riders coming out of our siege barracks. They're going to swing through onto this first multi-target inferno over here on the right hand side. We have the majority of our Yetis actually pushing up to this multi-target inferno over on the left, and you can see the Royal Champion also going to be swinging in, doing some work on this right hand side. Her ability does get popped there, grabbing a few other defenses. We have a P.E.K.K.A. with all those wizards, of course, that was from the siege barracks at the start, going to be sniping away at some buildings on the outside, just making sure we don't time fail on this one. Plenty of Yetis in the center, and somehow that Queen has managed to stay up right till then. She does get taken out, but she was on 0 health pretty much going into this attack. She got sniped off really quickly, but somehow she managed to stay alive, whether it was her ability, the Warden's ability, or those healers bringing her back up to full health. But you can see Dustin doing a great job here at picking this base apart. That P.E.K.K.A. actually doing some huge work with those wizards in behind on the back end of this one, and a fantastic triple here to start off this video. So without further ado, let's go and take a look at another Town Hall 13 triple. And the next one we have comes in from Hertha, from, of course, LiL Tater Tots. And if I didn't mention it already, they are, of course, EYG, the wonderful EYG. Link to the Discord server below. So go and check that out if you're interested at all in anything EYG does, or if you just want to come and have a little look. There's some awesome people in EYG. I would definitely recommend joining the Discord server, even if it's just to be a family friend. So you can see we're going to be kicking off this one with a couple of strategically placed bowlers, just trying to grab as much value as we can. They're actually going to do a fantastic job at really cleaning out the majority of those buildings over here on the right hand side. That stupid Bone King going to be bashing on a few buildings up here on the top section of his base. We do still have his ability in hand, and everything is going to go tumbling into this first compartment over here on the right hand side, going absolutely ham through this base. You see no earthquakes in this one. Hertha going to be bringing 3 jump spells to give us as much access through this base as we can possibly get. Rage spell going to be going down pretty much in the center of the base there. Another one follows straight in behind, and we only have 1 poison spell left. That is the only spell. I'm surprised Hertha didn't use it here on those lava pups, as they are causing us quite a few issues. We now see our royal champion coming in here from the bottom section of the base. Her ability still in hand, which is going to need to be used very, very soon. Boom, there is the ability. Going to pretty much auto pop that, I reckon. Blimp we see coming down on the town hall here. That is going to take that down for us. We definitely do not want to finish this off with a 99% 1-star. That would be the absolute worst. But you can see the town hall pops. Yeti mites from those yetis that were in on the town hall from that blimp are going to take care of that wizard tower for us, and it means the only other defense we really have to deal with is this archer tower over here on this left hand side. We do of course have that air defense at the top, but it's really not going to cause us too many issues. You can see Hertha completely tore this base from the right hand side, swung down to the bottom, and we are going to then push up to the top of this base. Very well thought out. You can see the planning that went in behind it, and that sort of brings me on to one thing I did want to talk about. So we'll take a little second here to just have a wee blether about it. So bear with me, because I'm going to explain. So I am planning on doing a sort of behind the scenes for something like this. So obviously there is a lot of planning that goes into these events, the CWL, the NDL, all the leagues, all these leagues. There's always a lot of behind the scenes that people don't really see, and they don't really hear what's happening. But I spoke a bit to Clashing with the Devil, and we thought it'd be a fantastic idea to do a behind the scenes of something like this, because all of these guys in this clan were in a voice chat together, and if I could jump in there, record a few clips within reason, you know, nothing too explicit, but coming in and doing a few bits here and there just to sort of show behind the scenes of these high level league clans. So let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in something like that, just having a little bit of a peek behind these massive big leagues and the effort from these clans that are in these leagues. So definitely let me know in the comments, but I'm going to stop talking now and move on to the next 3-star attack. So of course we have the Master Show Nuff coming in here, a fantastic guy, one of the main guys in EYG, going to be coming in here with nothing else but Yetis. Look at that, the wonderful Yeti troop. I love it so much, my favourite troop in the whole game. Look at it, it's beautiful. Not ironic at all, but you can see Show is going to be coming here with, like I said in that last one, a warden walk to kick this one off. Going to be sniping off a few of these outer buildings, just trying to get as much value as we possibly can. Very important, the warden clears these outside buildings so our Yetis do not wander around, and they're going to push straight into the base, which is definitely what we need them to do. Kind of a weird layout here. You can see it's split into many compartments, and it's sort of symmetrical in a way. With this town hall over here on the left hand side. King is going to be coming in there. We actually see the use of a jump spell, which is strange because there is a slight wall opening right there. You can see next to that Tesla. So our jump maybe could have been pushed slightly further, but it doesn't really matter too much because we wouldn't have been able to get too much more value. So Show is going to continue pressing in on through this base. We see wizards coming out of the siege barracks over here on this left hand side, which pops right there. We are going to be saving our warden ability for when that town hall goes down. Perfectly timed warden ability right there. Going to get as much value out of it as possible, keeping everything alive for as long as we can. Poison spell does go down in the center of the base to help take out these clan castle troops as well as slow down that queen. Unfortunately, our hog riders that did come out of the siege barracks got toasted pretty quickly, but this one is looking very good here. A couple of ice golems are going to pop in the center, freezing these infernos up, which is great for us. It means that these yetis won't take too much damage. Unfortunately, it looks like we lose a yeti right there, which is a little bit unfortunate. We could really do with keeping them on the map as long as possible to tank for us. You can see the queen is going to start pushing onto the outside of the base, which actually is probably quite helpful. Going to start taking out some of these outer buildings, so time will not be an issue because as everyone knows, Town Hall 13 is time fail city. We are seeing so many time fails from really strong attacks. There is just so much that goes into all of these attacks now that we are seeing more and more time fails. So I wonder at what point Clash of Clans are going to say, or Supercell is going to say, hey, we need to update this clock. We need to give them an extra 20, 30 seconds. We need to give them that little bit more time because there's so many more buildings coming into the game. Every time they do an update, there is something new, something else, an extra thing that we've got to deal, and it's just adding onto the time here, there, and everywhere. But you can see Show absolutely tears this base apart, absolutely annihilates it. Very, very strong indeed from the master, Show Nuff. Without further ado, we have one more attack, and thank God it's not Yetis. Wait, and let's have a look what it is. So we are seeing the infamous return of the Queen Charge Lalo. Thank goodness. So I've actually done a couple of videos recently. We had one with 3 old school Town Hall 13 triples. So that was a Drag Bat, Peckable Bat, and Lalo. We also did Lalo is not dead at Town Hall 13 video, so if you guys haven't checked that out already and you want to see more Lalo content from Town Hall 13 players, I would highly recommend you guys go and check them out. They're really fun videos and it's great to see something different than Yetis or Hog Miner Hybrid. But you can see Russ God, and he is an absolute god, can I add. Base building god as well. I'd highly recommend, if you want a base from him, PR Base Building Crew. There's a link to their Discord as well in the description. Definitely go and check them out. They are fantastic base builders indeed. Cannot recommend them enough. But you can see Russ is going to be going in here with a bit of a Queen Charge. We are also using a Wall Wrecker, which is interesting. You don't really tend to see a Wall Wrecker used with a Queen Charge Lalo, but you can see it's got really good value here. Give the Queen a really clear path into this base. We are going to pop an Ice Golem there right in the center, freezes everything up. We are also of course going to throw a Rage down on our Queen to make sure that that Queen can just snipe away at everything we need her to grab. Jump Spell goes down in the center of the base right there. We're going to pop through a couple more of these Lava Hounds. The clock is still ticking, and in these Lalo attacks, these Queen Charge Lalos, it's massively important that our Queen gets as much value as we can. So letting her die is just not an option here for Russ. So going to pop down another Rage spell right there, and the Queen finally is going to get onto that Town Hall. So I'm guessing Russ probably will end up burning her ability through some of these other defenses, but we see the Lalo portion of this attack now starting from this right hand side of the base. Warden is going to go in with this group of loons just swinging down from this right hand side, and they will mostly merge together as they reach the back end of this one. And this is what I was talking about, Russ making sure that his Queen does not go down and can continue getting as much value as possible. She actually takes down an air defense and the enemy Queen there in the center of the base. So the Queen is pretty much taking care of the whole top section of this base for Russ completely. So really, really strong there coming in from Russ. We have plenty of spells left up there. Freeze does go down in the back end. Unfortunately does miss that air defense. Not really too sure on the placement of that one. But we do have a haste spell, which means that these balloons can tear through these last remaining defenses. That Wizard Tower, luckily for Russ, actually focuses in on the Warden and not these balloons, which makes makes this a little bit easier for these balloons to push through these final defenses. But an absolute beast of a 3-star to finish off this video. As the clock times down, we have plenty of cleanup troops in there. The Warden doing his best, the Queen back up on full health, and that's what I'm saying. Lalo is still very possible if you can get that Queen alive and you can get as much value out of her as possible. But keep an eye on this guy, Russ. He's really good. He's been trying a few different strategies. Lalo probably one of his best. And it's great to see people stepping away from those Yetis, stepping away from the Hog Miner Hybrid, and starting to use something that just looks a little more sexy. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I had an absolute blast recording this CWL Elite 15 match. Again, congratulations to the Overlords on the victory by 1 star. Best of luck to them in the rest of the tournament. And of course, best of luck to the EYG fam, LiL Tater Tots. So that does bring us to the end. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know about what I mentioned earlier in the video. Subscribe too, and I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that is. Peace.